So I've gotten asked a lot over the last few weeks about recovery and what can I do if I have some nagging pains and this, that, and the other. So I wanted to put together a little longer form video just highlighting my journey with some of this stuff, what I know. I am by no means an expert. I am the product of my failures in the past, successes in the past, the people that I've mentored under, the courses and the certifications that I've taken. It's kind of all accumulated and culminated into who I am as a coach. One thing that I have been dealing with on and off for, gosh, the last 3 or 4 years has been Achilles issues. So I thought I could take some time here to talk about some things that I've learned just from my problems with tendonitis on both sides, what has worked for me, what truly has not worked for me, what's made it worse, what's made it better, the rice protocol, and all this other crap. So I had earlier this year gone on this journey with depth jumps and stiffness and seeing how high I could clear hurdles, being as stiff as I can or reactive as I can or non-compliant as I can, testing it on the just jump mats, or not just jump, on the plyo mats. And I kept progressing week over week. I was doing great. My contact times weren't increasing, and my heights were getting bigger and bigger, mixing in with some other training. On top of that, I was playing lots of basketball, lots of volleyball, and I had some excruciating Achilles pain. Super, super frustrating because I know how this goes. I've had it in the past. I was able to recover fully from that. I just know how annoying it is and plaguing it can be. And I just was being a bonehead. So my first take on what doesn't work is this excessive stiffness. And, some of my mentors, like a Darian or Joel Smith talks about this. David Gray, I know, talks about this too. Um, you know, Finding ways to yield or melt or mold into the ground, using plyometrics and different tools to help fold up. And I've been doing a lot of that in the past, but for whatever reason, just being the idiot that I was, I just focused on this whole stiffness thing and just seeing how high I could jump with stiffness, whatever that means. And it was, I think, one of the largest reasons why I had the flare up. Another thing that has, I think, exacerbated this injury is same thing that I was dealing with before, is my inability to move my heel bone. So with the Achilles, there's this free energy return system that you get, the dampener being the heel, the calcaneus. And if the heel can rock and roll, it can free up the Achilles, the largest tendon in the body, to be a catapult for your athletic feat. And for me, it's a lot of jumping. For me, it's a lot of sprinting. And over time, this stiffness that I had been doing had not allowed me to evert or slide or roll to the outside of the heel. And I think that was just taking on a lot more in my Achilles due to my inability to evert my calcaneus or heel. It was another huge thing. Something that I knew, something that I had plenty of experience with, but was just being an idiot in my training. And the third thing, and most common thing, is just not listening to my body, not listening to my intuition, knowing that, or thinking that, I'm getting in my mid-30s now, I can do the same sort of things I was able to do in my early 20s, mid-20s. It's just father time has started to creep up with me a little bit, as annoying as that is. Not taking proper rest days, playing basketball 3 times a week, playing volleyball 2 times a week, doing plyos mixed in. I mean, it's not rocket science. I knew this stuff, yet it was happening, and I allowed it to happen. So that's kind of been the framework or what's been going on with the issues. Now, since this happened, this was towards the end of May, so it's been about 5 weeks or so. There have been some things that have really, really helped me with the tendonitis in my Achilles. The first and foremost is the novelty or exposure to different stimuli. So exposure to my feet to sense different pressures using my rock bed, using different surfaces, using curves, using slant boards, just kind of exposing my tissue and my feet to different positions. That'll allow for different tissues to lengthen and contract at positions that I really am not exposed to when I'm prioritizing all that stiffness in my training. I've gotten away from that, and bringing that back in has helped me a lot, particularly, like I said, with the ability to get my heel to, as Adarian Barr calls it, rock and roll. Huge thing. Huge thing. I can't undermine that. That's a valuable piece in this recovery process. Another thing is just getting my freaking center of mass back in space. I am someone who is so far forward, and I'm sure in some of these videos you can see it in my structure, I guess, or my disposition in my feet. My toes kind of have a little bit of a grip or excessive toe curl. I am very far forward in my center of mass, in my posture. So allowing myself to get my weight shifted back. Doing things like, what have I been doing? Front foot elevated split squats. I've been using some of Alex Effer's protocol with squatting with the cables, really shifting, allowing the cable, getting my thoracic spine to round a little bit, getting a reach, a protraction of the scapula, getting a reach forward and sending my butt and my center mass down, but keeping my butt kind of displayed back over my heel in space. Allow me to really get deep into my squat. Has really helped me kind of free up some space in my foot, for lack of a better word or description. Shifting my center of mass has been a big thing for me. And another thing for me is, it sounds simple, but just smart training. Smart training. Not doing all the excessive plyos, not working on stiff plyos, maybe working on more deep tier, as McKinnis Watson talks about, or yielding or molding plyometrics, where I'm allowing myself to sink or fold. That is allowing me to still get a stimulus, but not piss off the Achilles like some of the other stuff. So I really think the worst thing you can do is, take time off, rest, or not expose the tissue, not load the tissue. You have to load the tissue. I see this so many times from kids who will come in here with a boot or a brace for this long period of time because their doctor told them to, rest and elevate and do all these other things to lay off the tissue. There's so much that we can do to expose it in the healing process that just does not get talked about, unfortunately. So I think that would be where I would deter you from or away from, is that protocol. It's archaic. It's not backed by much research at all. And we're finding that the exact inverse is the way to go time and time again. And that's something that I'm thinking about as I'm trying to get back to doing the things I love, like training, like playing basketball, like playing volleyball, things like that. So hope this video helps you. Let me know what you think. All right, take care, everybody.